Imagine what your best and sweetest influencers are making online. They are going to literally have the capacity to make double of that because people will be spending more on creators. This is a big opportunity for people like you interested in social media influencing and content creation online. If you're asking the question, what's the biggest digital opportunity this year? Here's a hint. Within 2021 and 2023, YouTube paid $70 billion to creators already allocated. And in 2024 alone, the entire value of the creator economy is at $104.2 billion. That's not the most important thing. Now, the projection is that within 2024 and 2027, in just 3 years, it's projected that the entire value of the entire creator economy will double. That is to say that imagine what your best and sweetest influencers are making online. They are going to literally have the capacity to make double of that because people will be spending more on creators. This is a big opportunity for people like you interested in social media influencing and content creation online. Take this from me. I've been 10 years online. I've built an entire digital training company that I've trained over 3,000 people. I've built an entire digital marketing agency. We've served over 100 customers across the last 7 years, generated millions of impressions online and hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue for these customers. You don't want to miss this opportunity. And why am I talking about this? Because we pay influencers to market for customers. We pay influencers to market for us as well too. And so if you can gain the skill and the knowledge and the expertise to actually be able to market for businesses, for companies, you're literally going to become the next set of people that YouTube and other platforms like Snapchat and TikTok are going to be paying possibly millions of dollars to in the next coming years. So let me give you a breakdown of how you can become a content creator, a social media influencer, and get into the creator economy that gives you the advantage to jump into what I consider to be the biggest digital skill opportunity for you this year. Now, so while I've talked about the potential of this economy, I need to also tell you about the intricacies of this entire economy. What are the things that you don't see when you look at influencers and you look at what they do and you look at how they do it, and how can you get into that vibe? How can you get into that realm, that sphere? And that's exactly what we want to talk about. This is what I consider the 5 frames of being a social media influencer. The first one is what I call platform. It's very, very simple. Platform is simply the question of what platform are you going to start influencing from? What platform are you going to start creating content in? Now, what you hear from most coaches and consultants is start with one platform. This is my personal opinion. Don't ever start with one platform. Always start with 2, but not more than 2. Why? We saw for the first time the entire TikTok presence in the United States was threatened by both the presidency and, of course, the entire legal system in the United States. So imagine if you had built your entire life, maybe you're a US citizen or you're from the United States, on TikTok. What would be the potential and the possibility of ever being able to create content again if TikTok has a permanent ban in the US? So don't go for one platform, always go for 2 platforms. Go for platforms with the most similar algorithms. The worst decision you can make is to go for LinkedIn and TikTok. The algorithms don't even align together. The possibilities and the potential and the proclivities of ever making it on both platforms at the same time are very tiny. Forget about the big grammars. My point is this: don't go for adjacent platforms, go for similar platforms. So pick your 2 platforms. Step number 2, choose a niche. Now, some people are beginning to have trending videos where they tell you, gone are the days of you choosing niches on social media, just you are your niche. Listen very carefully. As long as you don't have results, you haven't built a business that have made 1 billion, you're not significantly known in any industry doing anything, please pick a niche. The only people who have the capacity to become niches are people who have put their personalities behind successful ventures. The idea of you are your niche only applies for people who are already successful in one field or the other and want to transition into social media and build on it. They become the niche because they have already created some kind of brand and success around their names. For you, you need a niche. You need to decide where and what you want to talk about and how you actually want to be able to talk about these things. That is where you start from in niching. What I advise people when you have to do with niche is use these three things: the passion, the interest, and the experience. I call it the pie principle. Passion, interest, experience. Find something you're passionate about, or find something you're at least interested in, or find something you at least have an experience in. This is like the easiest way to pick a niche. The more you are aligned with your niche, the more you can actually be authentic and you can bring out your vibe and your flair into your entire content. Okay, now if this makes sense to you, the next point will make even more sense to you. And to those of you who are going to watch this video to the end, I'm going to show you my personal recommendation of the best place to begin to learn how to be a content creator. Third point is find your unique personality expression. UPE. What's unique personality expression? Think about your best creators online. You're going to realize one thing about them: they are all different, they are all unique. They either laugh too much or play too much or dress lousily. To those of you who are in Africa or Nigeria, you definitely know Sabinos, and you know Taoma, and you know different kinds of influencers. And to some of you who are probably within the US, you know a whole lot of other people like Dan Law, you know Mr. Beast, you know MKBHD, you know these are very amazing creators and their various uniqueness. The idea is this: your biggest advantage in creating content and being an influencer online is your uniqueness. The question is this: how do I find my uniqueness? How do I know what makes me different? This is the practice I want you to do. It's a very difficult practice, but it's going to help you. You need to record yourself at 5 different times for 20 minutes each of those times. You need to have 100 minutes of you on screen. My advice is usually at least 60 minutes, not at the same time. Record yourself 5 different days talking about 5 different things you love, and then watch 100 minutes of you speaking. I want you to find something. Find 2-3 minutes where you love yourself the most. Find 2-3 minutes where you were most yourself. You had the most vibe and you had the most flair that you align with. Something about yourself you loved, you admire, you prefer, you can easily do. Look for that in between the entire conversation. Find the part of you that's unique. Find the part of you that you think people would like, or you think would be very different. Cut out those parts and give it to your friends. Best friends preferably, not enemies, not frenemies. Give it to people that generally love you and support you, not your critics. And then tell them, which of these expressions of me do you think is more like me, and do you think you love and you're more attracted to? You're going to find at least 2 or 3 different ways in which you are most yourself and your uniqueness shows the most. Intentionally create at least 4 different contents with that particular expression or that particular uniqueness. I'll give you an idea. Imagine if I'm doing a video and I find out, I'm always saying, you know guys, and then every single time I say it, there's this flavor, and I'm like, that's kind of unique. A lot of creators have created things just from their personality, and they put it in every single bit of their content, and people are like, he's going to say guys now, and then people begin to know you by that. To some other people, it's like, why are you crazy? Why you always saying guys, your communication is not clear. To people who really love what you say, that's a uniqueness. That's what you want to find. It could be how you say something, it could be what you say, it could even be with the way you say things. It could be something crafted into your culture, your background, your origin, maybe the pidgin English behind your tongue, or the Yoruba or the Hausa. Those are the kind of things that would really make you very unique. Talking about the next point, you need to understand content strategy. What works online? If you realize that people are doing this a day in the life of, and a lot of people are watching it, it's working. So you have to be able to tell yourself, what a day in the life of can I do? I know some people will do a day in the life of a broke American, a day in the life of a broke Nigerian, a day in the life of job hunting graduate, a day in the life of an undergraduate in a very boring school. These are the kind of contents that have very close to viral impact, especially if you have an interesting way of expressing yourself and communicating things within that particular piece of content. Find out what's working and create your own version of it. This is one thing you shouldn't do. Don't copy somebody's exact expression and somebody's exact video in your own way. Look for the most creative way to copy what other people are doing. It's like trends. You know how trends work on TikTok? Everybody dances to the same music, but the one who has the most viral effects are the ones who try to do it as uniquely as possible. The last thing you need to do is, now you have been able to find your unique expression, you found your niche, you've actually been able to determine your platform, you found what's already working on the platform, you need to be able to create your first 100 videos. If you haven't done what we call the 100-point game, which is more like you need to score yourself on every single video that you do. Remember, you have 4 content strategies, and then if you're able to build 10 videos on each content strategy, literally be able to ramp up into 100 videos. So give yourself 2 months, post 100 times, 100 different videos, and score every video yourself based on the reach, based on the engagement, based on the virality. Pick what is working and find out what those videos are working for. Those of you who are asking yourself, how can I get started? Where can I learn this? The Skill to Scale Social Media Influencer Program is the best place to start. So in this program, you're going to be learning content creation, content strategies, various ways things work. You're going to be learning monetization strategies. You're going to be learning personal branding. You're going to be learning how to create videos, how to make designs, pose. You're going to be learning how to do voiceovers. You're going to know how to do various editing tips. Also, you're going to be taught about algorithms on platforms, how to know what's working, and how to create viral content, and a whole lot of others. You're also going to be involved in a community feedback system where you have other people watch your videos and give you direct feedback on what's working on your video or what's not working on your video. This is, in my opinion, the best influencer program you can find today, and it's relatively way less than $10, way less than 10,000 naira for those of you in Nigeria, so you shouldn't miss it for any reason. So like I said earlier, ensure to the best of your ability that you get started. Now there's a link just below in the description of this video. There's a whole lot of information about the social media influencing program. You'll be able to learn how you can become an influencer, whether it's in the year 2025 or 2026 or 2027, with the latest trends, with the latest tools and the latest strategies possible. So find out all the details below, and I look forward to seeing you in class.